Didn't plan this intentionally. I would love to introduce my friend Jerry Root as our speaker today. Jerry has spent more than 15 years helping individuals, families, and communities build resilience and opportunity through leadership roles with the University of Oklahoma, Tulsa Educare, Oklahoma State University, and his own consulting practice. His work has included workforce development programs that improve economic security for young parents, as well as initiatives focused on understanding and healing the effects of early adversity and trauma. That's actually how Jerry and I met. We worked on some committees together to help families heal from trauma and help build a stronger community. So pretty cool. Jerry's a sixth generation Okie that grew up on a cattle and wheat farm in Noble County. He studied psychology at the University of Central Oklahoma and received a master's degree in industrial organizational psychology. I didn't know that was a thing. From the University of Tulsa. Today, Jerry is the executive director of Stillwater Habitat for Humanity, where he believes affordable homeownership is one of the most powerful ways to create sustainability, strengthen families, and build resilient communities. Please join me in welcoming Jerry Root.
All right, let's get my technology set up here. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jerry Root. I'm the Executive Director at Stillwater Habitat for Humanity, and I do have a confession to make. When I first accepted this position, I thought I had a pretty good idea of what the job would involve. I imagined meeting with donors, right, talking about affordable health care, affordable housing, working with volunteers, maybe even swinging a hammer here and there. Then during one of my first weeks on the job, I found myself standing just outside the restore, staring at a donated toilet. Now, this toilet was different. It was gray, like Battleship Gray. And I'd never seen a gray toilet before. And then somebody walks up to me and they ask, how much do you want for that toilet? Now, I'd love to tell you I have some sophisticated pricing model or surefire sales tactic that I could employ, but I would be lying. Instead, I stood there thinking, I've got years of leadership experience, and today I'm staring at a used Battleship Gray toilet, trying to figure out how much, to charge. What is it worth? And in that moment, I realized two things. I realized that first, nobody teaches how to sell things like that in business school or leadership development programs. And second, I realized that Habitat for Humanity might be one of the few organizations that see value in a donated toilet, among other things. And they can actually use that to help build a home for a deserving family. So that toilet, along with donated furniture, cabinets, windows, doors, appliances, building materials, all of that helps local families achieve home ownership. And today I'd like to tell you a little bit about Habitat for Humanity, their impact around the world, and I'd like to also share a little bit about what we're doing right here in Stillwater, as well as some of the importance of affordable home ownership. All right. Get set up here. So Habitat for Humanity was founded in 1976 with a simple vision. We work towards a world where everyone has a decent place to live. It's very foundational to what we do, that belief. And today, affiliates like ours in Stillwater here operate in all 50 states. Habitat International is present in more than 70 countries, has helped more than 65 million people over the years improve their housing conditions. And just in FY25, they've helped over 3 million people. They've engaged 830,000 volunteers and able to reach about 21 million people with housing education and advocacy efforts. So it's a very active organization. Habitat's mission has never simply been to build houses, though. It's about bringing people together to build homes, to build communities, and to build hope. Every Habitat affiliate believes that a safe, affordable home creates opportunities that can change the life course for generations. Talking about the work in resilience, that's what drew me to this role. This is one of the biggest things that can really alter a person's life course, is having this stable home. So Habitat's grown from a very small ministry in rural Georgia into one of the world's largest affordable housing organizations, and not because it builds houses, but because it brings people together to solve one of humanity's most fundamental needs, and that is a safe place to call home. True or false? Jimmy Carter himself came to Stillwater to help us build, in the early 90s, the very first Habitat for Humanity home. It's true. He and Rosalind, yes. So, our very first home. And that kind of set us on the trajectory. So, let me move forward. So, one of the bigger questions I get is, so Habitat just gives away their homes, right? And I say, no, actually, there's a lot to it. What we do is we create opportunities. Our partner families have to have a demonstrated need for a home. They have to qualify financially. In other words, they have to be able to afford it. They must also complete homeowner and financial education requirements, and they must invest sweat equity into the construction of their home, their physical help in building the home. And then they purchase the home through some affordable financing options. Again, the goal isn't housing, it's home ownership, right? So housing affects nearly every aspect of life. When housing costs become overwhelming, like they have now, families face impossible choices. If you can imagine sitting at the table with your spouse or with your kids, or just contemplating looking at your bank account and saying, well, do I buy groceries this week? Do the car needs new tires? Do I pay my electricity bill? Things like that. These are choices that a lot of the families we work with, they have to make. I think most of you would agree having a safe and affordable home goes a long way to create a sense of stability. Even research confirms, especially coming from university work, I'm like, show me the research. Research confirms that home stability shows dramatic improvements in educational outcomes, in employment outcomes, in just larger areas of physical health and mental health and community stability. So it really is the foundation of which these families build upon. All right. Some good news. Housing affordability is becoming more and more of an issue, drawing bipartisan support in Washington of recent. Just last week, Congress overwhelmingly passed this 21st Century Road to Housing Act, which is one of the most significant federal housing reform bills in decades. While the bill won't solve housing crisis overnight, it does take some important steps to increase the supply of affordable homes. And it does this by a lot of different ways, but I'll try and summarize. But they reduce unnecessary regulatory barriers to new housing construction. They do it by streamlining, streamlining certain federal review and permitting processes, expanding opportunities for affordable home financing, modernizing mortgage and community development programs, as well as limiting large institutional investors from purchasing additional single-family homes, which gives more opportunities for individual homeowners. So a lot going on in that bill. But why does that matter here in Stillwater? Because it reinforces something we've known for years. The affordable housing challenge isn't just a Stillwater problem. It isn't just an Oklahoma problem. It's a national issue, and organizations like Stillwater Habitat for Humanity are part of that solution. As federal policy increasingly supports affordable home ownership, local organizations like ours will be in even stronger position to partner with banks, local governments, businesses, foundations, volunteers, and civic organizations to create opportunities for more families right here in our very own community. it does this. It does bring us some comfort to know that the national leaders are recognizing that something that Habitat has believed for a great many years, that America really is stronger if we focus on building stronger communities. Okay, I know we're running short on time. People often ask me, how many homes did Habitat build last year? And that's a fair question, right? But I've learned it's kind of like evaluating the impact of a hospital by measuring how many babies were born. Gives you some information, but it doesn't give you the whole picture. So home dedication is the finish line for one family, but it's only one point of measure when we're looking at impact. And this is a picture of our most recent family. Over the past 12 months, we have 3 partner families who have completed home ownership program and purchased an affordable 0% mortgage home. 3 different families. Those homes provided stability for a total of 10 family members, and we currently serve about 30 active Habitat mortgages right now. And since I've started, we've had 2 homes that have completely paid off their mortgages and own them free and clear. So I think those numbers tell a pretty important story. And we don't simply just build homes, we build homeowners again. So this marks our 35th year of Habitat serving Stillwater and Payne County. So we've partnered with the community to build 45 new homes. We've remodeled and resold another 12 homes. And then that brings a total of 57 families that we have dramatically changed their life course since we've started 35 years ago. But there's another statistic that does excite me just as much as any of those, and that's applications for our home ownership program have gone through the roof. It's up 140% what it was last year, and it keeps going up. And that tells me that there's a need for affordable home ownership, and that the need is growing. And families are looking for opportunity. Okay, let's talk about one of our more exciting projects. This is Pioneer Way. Pioneer Way will be the very first community that we have designed and built by Stillwater Habitat for Humanity. Pioneer Way is a 14-home, what they call a pocket neighborhood. You can tell it's got a shared parking area and the homes are pretty close together, but it's designed to create community. Some of the key features include like 3 and 4 bedroom plans, a walkable design with front porches, connected sidewalks, shared gathering places, an outdoor play area, even community gardens. And all this derived from a vacant spat of land located within city limits. And we're turning that vacant, undeveloped land into future neighbors, future friendships, a future community. We're really excited about that. So our vision for this development, we see children riding bicycles. We see future backyard barbecues. And it's really exciting to see what the next few years are going to bring for us. Let's shift gears and talk about the Restore. This is a part probably a lot of you have familiarity with. But let's go back to that donated toilet for a minute. It may sound strange at first, but Habitat and the Restores in particular is one of the best examples of seeing potential in things that, the value and the functionality of something by the owner may not be there anymore. Hence, that's why they donated it. But we still see that value, and that's important. And we use that as a big part of channeling funds to what we do in our work. And you can see from some of the numbers, we get about 4,800 community donation drop-offs every year. We get about 94,000 individual customer purchase transactions every year. 94,000, which results in about $350,000 in sales. Just try to imagine the sheer volume of things that have to come in through the store that would generate that amount. It's a lot. It'll blow your mind. Yeah, you're in our VIP program. And we also do work with things that we can't sell and recycle those. So we sell off that, and through that tonnage that we sell off, we get about $3,500 a year. So we use that as well. So on a given day, we see 18 to 20 people coming through to drop stuff off. We see 360 individual customer purchase transactions. That's a lot of foot traffic through our store. And all of that from a metal building located in a residential area on the south side of Stillwater. Think about that. Each year, thousands of community donations, nearly 100,000 shopping visits. Most are looking for items like furniture, cabinets, windows, doors, appliances, electronics, home decor, tools, sporting goods, as well as building materials. And yes, the occasional gray toilet. Actually, it sold pretty quick. I was surprised. Yeah. All right, let's talk about community partnerships. This is big. Habitat works because of the support of the Stillwater community through businesses, churches, schools, universities, foundations, construction companies and professionals, volunteers and donors, and civic organizations like Rotary. Our goal is to bring people together around a common purpose. And we know that building homes, especially, any kind of home, is going to be expensive, time-consuming, and complicated. And we understand that we can't do it alone. We need the community. Speaking of partnerships, with all the foot traffic, like I mentioned, that come through the Restore every day, we wanted to try a new one. So we partnered with some food trucks here in town. Had this grand idea, and the idea was to find some food trucks willing to share their sales, a percentage, as a donation to Habitat in exchange for help to promote the event and drive even more people. And I was a little skeptical at first, I'll be honest. I didn't think, food trucks would be willing to partner, but we asked anyway. And to my surprise, it only took 6 phone calls to get 5 trucks that were eagerly excited to join us. So we got 5 food trucks for each Friday in July, all lined up. So come out tomorrow is our first one. Southern Oak Kitchen will be serving up gourmet smash burgers and hand-cut fries. Come on out. Also, kind of along those lines, we're very excited to partner with the community to host our annual Crawfish for a Cause fundraiser. So it's my understanding that we've done a similar event in the past. It's been 6 or 7 years, but this is the first year we're really committing it to make it an annual fundraiser. And as you might expect, we have opportunities to sponsor the entire event, all the way down to sponsorships for the food, the music, and other components. And we have some live bands that have expressed interest. We've got a creative take on auction items, and I think you guys will have a blast. So, block out May 1st, 2027.
Where?
Right now it's at the expo, but if we get, I can't tell you who we're talking to on the music side quite yet. But depending on who that is, the draw may be bigger, so we may have to change venues. But right now it's at the Expo Center. So, all right, looking ahead, coming back to these larger discussion about our organizational goals and priorities, we know we need affordable housing, and that issue is not going away, but neither is our commitment. Over the next several years, we're going to be focused on completing Pioneer Way. That's a big one. We're going to build at least 5 homes in the next 24 months. That's, for us as an organization, that's standing on the gas pedal like we haven't ever done before. So fun and scary at the same time. We're also going to focus on better ways to serve our families. I really want to streamline our applicant experience and help them have the right forms, be able to turn them quickly, ask questions once versus multiple times, just really help them through that process. We want to expand partnerships with local banks, businesses. We want to grow volunteer opportunities and all of that. We also want to, as I mentioned, host an annual fundraiser in early May. And so that's kind of where we're at. Okay, so you're probably thinking, this is all great and all, but how can I get involved, right? Right? Uh, Correct me if I'm wrong. Rotary's motto is service above self. I love that. And if that's the case, the values of this club are very closely aligned with Stillwater Habitat. So when you have that kind of alignment in values, there are ways that you as a person and you as a club can get involved. And you can partner with Habitat by volunteering, sponsoring a home or a build day, supporting the Restore as a volunteer, or donating gently used goods, electronics, appliances, and so on. Just no clothes. We don't do clothes. You can also connect with us and other businesses through community partners who might be interested in our goals. Love to, if you know of somebody. Again, advocating for affordable home ownership, or connect us with officials or politicians that are, and we would love to sit down with them. And finally, as Rachel knows, cash is king. Donating money is incredibly helpful. And whether you want to see your funds go like to construction materials, replacing our outdated telephone system, or just trust us to use it where it's needed most, we're happy to work with you to maximize that. Okay, I'd like to finish where we started. When people ask me about what Habitat does, I could tell them we've built 45 homes in 35 years, right? And I'd be proud of that. But I'd rather tell them that we have helped change the lives of 57 local families and generations to come. So I feel like we really are helping local families build brighter futures, and I'd like to go back to that donated toilet one more time. And I must admit, my work with Habitat began in November. It did change the way I look at things. You know, I don't see old donated cabinets now. I see an opportunity for family dinners. I don't see a pile of lumber. I see what could be a child's bedroom. I don't see just a front door. I see a family walking through it for the first time. And I don't see a donated toilet the same way anymore. I see a small piece of someone's future home. So Habitat has certainly expanded my ability to see potential, and the potential in donated materials, potential in neighborhoods, potential in communities, but most importantly, potential in people. Again, because we're not building houses, we're building homeowners, we're building neighborhoods, we're building communities, and we're building stronger communities. And if a used toilet can be sold to build a home, just imagine what an entire community working together can accomplish. Thank you all.
Thank you, Jerry. I think we have time for a few questions. Here, Lee, I'll get right out of my shoe.
So how much did you sell the toilet for?
I think it was about 80. I think it was 80. It was nice. I mean, it was nice. It was a nice toilet. Yeah, good question.
Well,
Yes,
that was going to be my first question, but the second one, are the houses all built handicap capable? What doors and access?
Each partner family we work with, we take great time and care to get to know them and understand them. One of our first partner families going into Pioneer Way is a retired military veteran, and he does have some needs with mobility. So we make sure all of our doors are at least 36 inches. And if they want a kind of a step-in shower, that's something that we do versus a bathtub. So we do talk with them about special needs that they might need, handles placed certain locations and things like that, certainly.
But even if they aren't needing handicap right then, for the future, if they were to get to a point where they sold that house, would it be handicapped accessible?
Again, we work with every family, so we know who they're coming in, who's coming into that home. So yeah, we would work with them on that, provide what they need.
I think we got one back here.
Yes, sir.
How do I contribute to Stillwater Habitat for Humanity instead of International Habitat for Humanity. I get letters from them all the time, but I don't know how to contribute just to Stillwater.
As an affiliate of Habitat International, we do tithe every month, 10% of all funds that come in. That is unrestricted. In other words, if you just write a check for $200, we have to tithe on that amount and keep the rest. If you want to keep it here in Stillwater, you have to designate what you want it to be used for. If you want it to go to construction materials for Pioneer Way, that would keep it 100% of it here. Good question.
One more. Oh, nope. Who?
Yes, sir.
How much space do you have at the Restore? I mean, do you ever find that you get more stuff than you got room for?
All the time. Yeah, we have a big storage area in the back, and we use most of that area to recondition, to prep the items before it goes out on the floor, and more we're using that for storage so that we can rotate stuff through. So we're coming close to being at capacity in that facility.
Well, I was just asking because I've got a hotel down the street that we're refurbishing at this time, and so we've got as many as 70 to 75 rooms worth of furnishings. That
Oh, wow.
Lee helped me out. Who's the group that we helped?
About Face Women's Program.
Yeah, we helped them some. We also have dedicated some items. University Heights Baptist Church on August the 15th is going to have a free garage sale for international students that come here with nothing. So we've donated a lot of stuff there. But our challenge is when we're in the middle of construction and we take this stuff out of the guest rooms, we don't have personnel to handle it, and it's got to be gone like that. So I could discuss that further with you.
Sounds like y'all need to talk after this.
Yeah, let's connect. I'd love to talk to you about that. We have to be careful because sometimes, we work with sororities and fraternities who are redoing their facilities. And so we can't move like 60 desks, or bunk beds, so we have to be careful about what is actually selling out of our store. But yes, happy to talk to you about it.
Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Jerry.
Thank you.